We came from across the country, from the largest urban centers and the smallest rural towns in America. At the invitation of New Profit and its Reimagine Learning Fund, we gathered in Boston for 2 very intense days of learning and leading.
As a student, I had the hard time learning also because I believe I learned based on visual, not in the book.
I believe there's just a lack of advocacy right now. No one really wants to tend to the students that are struggling.
I hope that they can actually make it to where people aren't dropping out of school, to where teachers are more interactive inside their classrooms, to where kids feel more comfortable.
We are members of YouthBuild USA's Young Leaders Council, a group of students and graduates elected by our peers from all across the country. We advocate for students like ourselves who have big dreams that our schools have failed to support. Our trip to Boston was the culmination of a 4-month journey of reflection, discovery, and dreaming about the American educational system and the future of learning in this country. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, if young people like us are not at the center of the national conversation about learning, nothing will change. We did a lot of brainstorming during our 2 days in Boston, using art to capture our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. We learned about how the brain works and how learning environments can be designed to bring out the best in young people.
What I think needs to be changed in our current education system is the amount of structure that's put into it, and you have to fit every student into like a cookie cutter mold, and it takes the creativity and the life out of the students, and you're just left with the crumbles.
For most of us, traditional schools just didn't work. Mainstream America has always looked at us as failures. But from our perspective, we didn't fail. The system failed us.
Our education system is broken, I would say, because they don't focus on about like artistic, or creativity. They always focus on about how to pass a state standard test or how to get into the most prestigious university, or take a test. If you fail your test, it's gonna be reflect to your future.
We hear many people say that school is based on a factory model. We respectfully disagree. To us, school felt more like a prison. It was militant, rigid, overcrowded, with teachers forced into roles that made them seem like prison guards. We never had enough books or supplies, and what we did have was torn and tattered. School left us feeling embarrassed, ashamed, frustrated, and angry. We didn't feel the investment in us from the adults, and never felt like we had the space to truly be ourselves, to follow our interests and passions. Frankly, our truth is a painful one, but one that we had to share. But we couldn't stop there. It was time to roll up our sleeves, to reimagine school for our younger brothers and sisters, and for our own children.
When I imagine the perfect education system, it looks like a school that doesn't really look like a school. It looks fun, and you're not gonna go in there and be bored sitting at a desk all day.
I think it would look like a community, everybody getting along and working together as a community.
Just be comfortable, you'd be able to answer something and not feel like you're embarrassed because you didn't know the answer. Someone doesn't want to help you because they think you're unhelpable, and that just is not the way things should be.
My hopes for the future of education would be to have human beings in that learning environment who really want to tap into that individual student, who really care about not how that student does things, but more so why they do the things the way they do. With an open mind and an open heart.
Something that doesn't force you to conform and lets you be who you are while giving you the tools to succeed in life, not only in one area but in multiple areas. That way you can find which avenue to go down and be happy and be successful and make a change and a difference in your surroundings.
Our school should be a relaxed environment with couches, plants, and tons of natural light, kind of like the ideal workplace. Our classrooms should reflect our personal lives and the communities we come from. We need smaller classes and more opportunities to collaborate with each other. We need internships and other connections to the real world, and people to celebrate our accomplishments. Our teachers should be more like advisors, mentors, and role models because how they show up matters a lot. The truth is that we young people know a good environment when we see one, and we can do great things if the doors of opportunity are truly open to us.
I think the youth's role in changing the current education system is to speak up and have their voice heard, demand it to be heard, because nothing's going to be changed if we're not involved.
We know what students like us, and in fact, all students need to be successful. Until our vision of school is true for every student, regardless of zip code, race, or class, we have not succeeded. Young people like us must be at the center of the conversation about the future of education in the United States. As the saying goes, nothing about us without us. So let's work together, arm in arm, to build a movement to reimagine learning in America.